Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we have a little bit of a luxury / high-end mix, which is my favorite. I love pulling from different areas in the beauty realm, and that's what we're doing today. We're going to look at both new Creme formula palettes from Tom Ford, Iconic Smoke and Ember Bronze, and then we're going to pair it, then we're going to go down to the kind of mid-level and pair it with this really cool Kosas BB Burst Tinted Gel Cream Complexion product. So we have a lot to do today. I'm so happy to have you here. Don't forget that you can also follow me over on Instagram, TikTok, and on Threads. All right, let's get going because we've got so much to do. If you are in a hurry, if you are only interested in one item or one colorway, don't forget that I do have a very, very meticulous, I'm trying to be very precise, timestamps down below. You can either find them in the description bar or you can scroll along under this video and find them there. But I would love to have you here for the whole ride. But yet I understand if you are a busy person. All right, we got a lot to talk about, so let's do it. First of all, I want to thank the lovely Michelle Burnstein, because Michelle gave me, I've talked about Michelle before, dear friend, great channel, check her out. I'll put it below. She's the bestest. She knows it. She's so good. She introduced me to a gentleman named Andrew. Now, Andrew is the king of Tom Ford. He is. He'll deny it, but he is. He'll be modest, but he really is. And Andrew's at Neiman Marcus, and he knows all things beauty and all things Tom Ford. And I contacted Andrew. I will put his contact information if you need something Tom Ford or really, frankly, other luxury items. He is the man. Let me tell you, and I thank you so much, Andrew, for helping me get these Tom Ford quads. I am very, very appreciative. We have two. Now, one, Tom Ford quads, they're tricky to get, very tricky to get. And Iconic Smoke, the first one I got, that is a little bit, it's coming out a little bit more. I think Sephora got it now, but here's Iconic Smoke. We're going to talk about the formula in just a minute. But the cool one I got, depending upon when you're watching this video, you're probably already seeing Iconic Smoke. It's gorgeous, making the rounds. We're going to swatch them in two different lights. We're going to try them both on. But I also got a hold of Ember Bronze. And again, depends when you're seeing this video. Right now, that one's a little trickier to get. So let me show you that one. Now, this one came from Estee Lauder, just a little bit broken. So I'm going to hold it up very carefully. We're dealing with the issue. I'm not worried about it. It's a little bit of makeup. A little bit of broken makeup, never hurt anybody. But these are the shades, and that beautiful kind of red, purpley maroon shade. It's absolutely lovely. Don't worry, we'll get good swatches. We're going to try it on. It's not even that they're so soft. It was just an issue with the shipping. Happens, right? Okay, they are $90 each, and they are Tom Ford's Creme formula. But wait. Don't think you know, because we all know Tom Ford's Creme formula. And when it first came out, I said I would follow the Tom Ford brand off a cliff. Well, I hope they have a higher cliff for me to follow him off, because they have kind of re-examined the Creme formula, and it is silkier, smoother. Later on, during the demo, I kind of hit on the phrase, so I'll borrow it here, that it's almost like the original Creme formula and the wet dry formula had a baby. It's just like it's silkier and smoother, but still has that cream feeling and application without feeling as thick. It's like it goes on more buildable and transparent and silky, but it's still the Creme formula, and it's divine. It's absolutely genius, and I love it. Now, they are $90 each, so you are paying for that luxury, but let me tell you, you feel it when you put it on. They're so beautiful. I know we're going to get to the Kosas in just a moment, but let me swatch these for you first. Let's look at these Tom Ford palettes in two different lights, okay? Here we are first in studio light. We have Iconic Smoke on the left and the beautiful Ember Bronze on the right towards my wrist. Just lovely. And then, I know it's harder to see inside. They're nice and smoky shadows, but you're going to see them even better outside in the warm California sunshine. So take a look at these here. Just the way the shades are so sophisticated, and the color combination is absolutely gorgeous. The shade combination feels very luxury to me, and feels that way on the fingers as well when you swatch them. Delightful. So we are going to try those on in just a moment. But I want to talk about the other portion of our video today, and that is a new product from Kosas. Kosas, I think, has quite a few hits with their complexion products, and this one will be no exception. This is the Kosas BB Burst Tinted Gel Cream. I got the shade Light Medium Neutral, as usual, Light Medium Neutral 21, but it does come in 24 shades and is $38. It is very light coverage, kind of they're calling it their version of a tinted moisturizer, your skin but better. They say it's the fresh take on the tinted moisturizer, and has tons of skincare properties, including zinc and copper peptides. They want you to apply with fingers, the nerve, and they want to let it set into the skin. And we'll talk about it in the demo, but it really is kind of a skin care-like experience to the highest degree. They say that hydration in the population that they looked at, hydration was raised by 230%. Somebody's been talking to Charlotte Tilbury. I have to tell you guys, I love Charlotte Tilbury, but I always tease because she has all these percentages that, frankly, I just don't know how in an actual scientific study you could tell. Charlotte Tilbury will say 87% were more moisturized, 102.5% had better skin overnight, or whatever. So I think Kosas is taking a little bit of a page out of the Charlotte Tilbury Book of Exaggerations. 230% more hydration. I don't even know how they measured it. Did they get to 231% and just go, no, back it up a bit? But I don't know. But anyway, it is very hydrating, actually, so I should stop making fun. But I will say there is a definite scent or fragrance that I'm still trying to track down, a floral, and we'll talk about that when we get into the demo. Now, if you look down below, you'll see that not only are all of these products linked for you to be able to find them in a store near you, but also I have information down there from our private members-only group, $4.99 a month. We have weekly members-only lives, and we have a lot of fun. But I would also love for you to take a moment to subscribe if you haven't, because I need your help to build this channel. All right, we got a lot to do, including a wear test that has been going on already for about 6 hours. So lots and lots of stuff to do. Let's get started right now. All right, let's start things out with our complexion. We're going to start with our Kosas BB Burst. This is the Tinted Gel Cream in the shade LMN21. I have not worn it yet, but we have all day. I'm looking at my clock over there. It's 7:30 in the morning, so we are going to give this a nice long wear test through 2 different Tom Ford eyeshadows, actually. And I did do a little sneaky stripe on my face yesterday. Looks like I got a pretty good shade match. As good as you can do somewhat blindly ordering online. Okay, I have nothing on my face except morning skincare. No primer, no concealer, nothing. I think for today's wear, I'll put a little bit of concealer just here on my dark pits of despair. But I'm not going to put it anywhere else. Let's just let this go unadulterated, no powder, no finishing spray, nothing. So we can really see how the product does, okay? But I'll let you know what I think about using powder and such with it. All right, let's do one side of the face first. Now, the first thing is, and I should have mentioned this in the intro, I hope I did, we have this burst of fragrance, and it is quite a burst. Okay, let's say a powerful punch of fragrance. The reason I'm changing up my wording, sure pretty on the skin. The reason I'm changing up my wording is that whenever I wear Chanel or Dior, I will talk about a burst of fragrance. And what I mean by that is those are perfume houses. It's going on the skin very beautifully. Those are perfume houses with a long storied history in perfume making, and I forgive them of that. And when I say burst, it's because it kind of comes out and then recedes. This is a much stronger burst than I've ever experienced with Dior or Chanel, to be honest, and it is dissipating, but it's strong. Initial application, very strong, and floral, kind of rosy. Okay, let's take a look here, keeping in mind that I have no color corrector, concealer, nothing like that. No primer, that's the word I was looking for. Okay, let's take a look here. This side of my face has absolutely nothing. The ego-free zone here. It is sitting on the skin just beautifully. Definitely like a tinted moisturizer, so very light coverage. Definitely could be a bit buildable. Very light coverage, extremely comfortable. The scent has indeed dissipated. It remains on my brush there. By the way, Kosas does recommend using your hands to apply this. Now, this is something we talk about a lot in the comment section. I always kind of sarcastically joke that you guys lose your ever-loving minds when I touch my face with my hands, and that is true. It's been a very odd fact about YouTube. But let me just say, so I used a brush just to keep everybody calm, but let me just say that Kosas does suggest hands because they see this like skincare. It is melding into the skin, which is another thing they suggest for application, just beautifully, and should be sitting really nicely and not oxidizing on my face as we compare it to the side of the face with nothing on. And in fact, I'll tell you something really interesting. The coverage is very light, but if I zoom you in here, you can see this kind of speckly ruddiness that I get on my face from allergies and just it's cold out and such that are nice and covered over here, even though the coverage is so light. Okay, I'm going to speed it up right now and do the other side, and then we'll take a look. Here we go. Okay, here is my neck as compared. Make sure that's blended down. Very interesting experience. I'm really glad that we did the sides separately and gave it some time in between. This side here really feels like skincare that has completely gone into the skin, whereas this side still feels a little bit more tacky or sticky, like skincare that has not been absorbed by the skin. That is not to say that you'll need to put this Kosas I want to say foundation, but BB onto the skin and wait 5 minutes. I don't mean that, but I do want to say it does change. It's very soft now, like I've put on a moisturizer, and this is getting that way, but it's a few minutes behind. So that is very interesting. I do need to put on a little bit, forgive me, a little bit of concealer here, but I'll try not to put any here or anything that would interfere with the foundation because we have time today for such a nice long wear test that I don't want to interfere with that. Okay, I'm going to come back and we are going to look at our Iconic Smoke, the first of our 2 Tom Ford eye palettes that we're going to look at today. So I'll just put on a teeny bit more makeup. As excited as I am about our Kosas BB cream, let's face it, the star or stars of the show are our 2 new Tom Ford cream formula quads, and that's what we're going to focus on right now. We are really in the middle of our wear test, about an hour and a half in, so not far enough in to talk about the Kosas BB gel cream. It's doing well, but we'll talk about it a little more when we get to our second Tom Ford. We have Iconic Smoke and Ember Bronze. We're going to start right now with Iconic Smoke. Now this is the one that currently, depending upon when you're seeing this video, is a little bit more available for purchase. The other Ember Bronze is coming soon, but this one is Iconic Smoke and it is available, again, it really depends when you're watching this video. But it right now is available, I think, at Neiman's and Sephora. It's kind of come out in a little wider release, but we're waiting for Ember Bronze to go a little wider. We'll talk about that when we get to it. This is, I'm not going to lie, my absolute favorite Tom Ford formula, and I've heard it is new and improved, so let's just see about that. This is a Rephr number 1, the original Rephr number 1 if you're playing along at home, and one of my favorite brushes of all time. We're going to do the same look on each eye, but we will use all 4 of these beautiful cream shadows. And oh gosh, I have had a long history with the Tom Ford wet and dry. When I started using it wet, I ignored wet for so long, and I started using it wet, and that's when I really, really loved it. But this cream formula really has knocked my socks off and truly made me deeply appreciate the genius that is the Tom Ford brand. Okay, let's go take this same brush here, and we're going to go into this rather smoky shade here and just kind of hit the outside of the eye with it. Oh gosh, that's pretty. There's just nothing like this formula, I think. To me, I think this invention of this cream formula has made it really stand out, and like we're hearing, it is new and improved or a little bit different. I'm finding it to be a little bit less creamy, in a good way though. Some people don't like that creaminess. You know, there's people out there that, for instance, we talk about the Natasha Denona cream shadows and Sydney Grace. A lot of people don't like that. They prefer they feel they have a little bit more control when it's a little less creamy. So I don't mean that as in a dry way. I'm putting that same color underneath the eyes. Okay, let's go into, I can't wait to get to this sparkle shade, but let's go into this kind of satiny shade right here, this darkest. And I'm kind of going to gently tap off the brush and just add that a little bit, smoke out that crease. I'm doing that very, very gently. I don't want a big black mark in the middle of my lid, but I do want to kind of smoke out the crease there. And now that some of that is off of the brush, I can use my brush with a little bit more force, just a little bit. Oh, wow. Iconic smoke indeed. Wow, that's pretty. Okay, I don't know whether to use my finger or a brush, so let's just kind of try a little bit of both. Let me go in here. Oh, that feels like a dream. That is so just, okay, let's see. I wanted to just put it in the center of the lid, but I can't really stop myself because I just want it everywhere. So I think I'm just going to put it over, and I used my finger. Let's try the brush on the other eye and see if there's a discernible difference. Yeah, I like it. That's much more subtle. I like it better with the finger. Plus, getting to put your finger into that super soft, slightly creamy, dreamy powder is quite an experience as well. Very sensual in a good way. The best way. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay, I'm going to switch it up here. This is a Rephr number 28. I want to go back into this shade here and just really make sure that inner corner is light, because I think that contrast will be pretty. Oh, wow, that's nice. And then I'm going to take that same brush and I want to do just a little bit of that darker shade on the lid while we're at it, because I'm having fun with this formula. It is a little bit different. I don't think it's in my head. Now, I haven't watched other reviews. Some of you have had the benefit of doing that, so you might know more than me. But it feels, it's a little more controlled than the last cream quads, which is hard for me to say because I've always been a fan of them. But there's, I think, a beautiful, very useful, very wearable day or evening look with Iconic Smoke. And next, I'm going to take this off, leaving, of course, our Kosas on. Don't worry, we're going to continue that wear test. And I want to dive right now into Ember Bronze. So stay right there. The wear test on the BB cream continues. Well, we are here to try on this gorgeous Ember Bronze palette. But first, we have a little bit of unfinished business with the Kosas BB Burst. So let's talk about it. It's been 6 hours. I haven't touched anything, but for full transparency, I've obviously reapplied my lip product and removed the original Iconic Smoke, and I was really careful not to touch any of the base foundation here. So let's take a look after 6 hours, and it's not the longest wear test, it's not the shortest, but let's go ahead and take a look. Looking really, really good here, not sinking into any fine lines. I see my pores a little bit here. It's a little bit glowy, so I have some enlarged pores here and here. So I do see them a little bit there after 6 hours. I don't really think it's glaring though, but I will say that I have complexion products that hide it a little bit better after this amount of time. A little bit of powder would be fine. Remember, I'm not wearing powder. Why? Well, because I want to see what the product alone does. So no powder. Concealer is only here and here in the middle, and I did reapply that concealer after removing the Iconic Smoke, okay, but nothing else has been reapplied. Let's check my cheeks. No enlarged pores there. Could have been a fluke. Easily solved by powder, I'm guessing. Not too bad under the eyes. I did not put concealer under there though, and normally I would. and really nice around here. So I just see that a little bit there, a little bit of powder would take care of it, but I wanted to point it out. Incredibly comfortable, feels like a moisturizer that once it sinks into the skin, my skin is soft. It's not kind of a cream to powder. It's definitely a gel cream, very skincare-like. Definitely sinks in and feels like a very moisturized, soft skin, and it feels very supple. That's a good word for it, supple. I would say this is almost, right now, almost, the best kind of tinted moisturizer product on the market, barring two things, okay? One of them I love, some others might not. There's no real sunscreen in this. I love that. Let me please apply my own SPF, please, because I don't like when they put it in there. I feel, for me, that after a few months it gets old, especially the chemical sunscreen they usually use in these type of products, and it breaks me out. So I am thrilled. Some of you will hate that. That thrills me. But there's one that, it's going to bother more people than not, and that is that really strong, rosy type floral fragrance when you first apply it. It does dissipate. I haven't smelled it. I mean, right after, within a minute or so. But please note it's there. It's not itchy. It's not making my eyes water. I'm not having any issues like that, but it is a definite force of fragrance right when you put it on. And I couldn't see fragrance in the list. So obviously it's listed as another chemical makeup, English major here, sorry. And someone can look through that and I'm sure tell us in the description bar what the fragrance ingredient is. But it's not listed as fragrance, so I might need you guys to help me out there. But other than that, okay, if you can forgive that, and if you like me, you enjoy the fact that it doesn't have SPF, I think you're going to be mightily happy with this. Super comfy and lovely. Good job, Kosas. I like it a lot. Okay, we have unfinished business here with some Tom Ford, let me tell you. Let's take a look at our Ember Bronze Palette. I can't wait to get this on. So let's do it together. We're going to do the same eye look, and I will start with this beautiful shade right here on the whole eye. Now remember, just because mine had a little bit of an issue when it was sent from Estee Lauder, we have a little bit of a broken shade. So we're going to be careful and tilt it when I'm doing this. And I just kind of use that as a little bit of a powder. For those of you playing along at home, this is a Rephr 27 in my hand right now. And then I'm going to go into this beautiful, almost chocolate shade right here. And I just want to put that into the crease, you know, with back and forth and round motions over the crease a little bit higher because I am a hooded-eyed individual. Isn't that pretty? And then I want to take this Rephr number 2 Max, the 2 Max, and go underneath the eye with that same kind of chocolate shade. And then let's go into this chocolatier shade. If that's milk chocolate, that's dark chocolate, right? And go over here. Okay, just kind of darken. Oh gosh, that's pretty. Okay. I'm going to flip this over and go back into this light shade and really make sure we see, like I did with the other palette, the brightness in that inner corner, you know. And now this. I don't know whether to use, I kind of want to use my finger. Let's just try this. Oh my God, that shade is divine. And the reason I am not using my finger with this one, the reason I'm going in like this is I just kind of want it right here. I really want to be exact with my placement of it so that it just kind of bleeds into the kind of cocoa colors, just really gently. And you can layer it super easily too. And I just want that kind of kiss of that kind of burgundy maroon shade, just a little kiss. And not a ton. I don't want you to see it from far away. I want you to wait until you're a little bit closer up speaking to me to see it. I just like that, just like little pop there. I think that's really fun. Beautiful. So I am already a fan, as I told you, of the Tom Ford Creme formula. And this is that kind of revamped cream formula. It's a delight, an absolute delight. Take the cream formula and the wet dry formula, and if they had a baby, I think this would be it. Honestly, I do. Just what a delight. What an absolute delight. If Tom Ford made nothing but this formula from now on, I would be quite pleased, honestly. And I used to say that about his cream, but I think these are a little bit better. For instance, here's Smoky Quartz, which was one of the original creams, and they are definitely very, very soft. But these, the new ones, are a little bit more velvety. Honestly, it is like the wet dry formula, and the original cream formula had a baby. And it's a very handsome little baby. I really, really love it. So all thumbs up here. You're spending $90 on the Tom Ford, so you might as well love the product you get. And I feel you will love it. And in terms of the Kosas, I know this was a little bit of luxury and then kind of like middle high grounds, but I think that I like to pair that. That's a little bit more fun, right? And I think this is a great product, albeit for that a lot of fragrance when you first put it on. Really good stuff though. Here's where you guys come in, and this is what makes us a community. Let me know which, if any, of the Tom Ford you have ordered or plan to order. I know they're a little harder to find right now, especially the Ember Bronze, but by the time you see this video, it might be ubiquitous. I don't know. You know, it takes a little while to disseminate through the masses. So let me know what you're interested in terms of that. And how about that Kosas? What do you think? Does that fragrance bother you? Do you like SPF in your complexion products? See, I don't, but maybe you do. So weigh in on that down below as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, of course, share, and all that good stuff. And I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.